This is the Global Podcast Network, where executives and professionals connect, share, and inspire. Stay tuned for the conversations that drive success.
And welcome back, everybody. We are going to talk about something today that is kind of fundamental in terms of you feeling better, moving your life forward, being unstuck. And this all comes from energy. And today we're going to look at the chakras in your body that harness the power of energy. She is an aura guide, chakra expert. I'm going to call her that. And so great to have her back with us. She's an energy healer as well. Chakra Shelli Heals is back on the program. Shelli Bowen is here. How are you doing today?
Hi, Steve. Doing well. Thank you.
Thanks for coming back here. We started talking about the chakras, and yeah, we kind of skimmed it, didn't go into deeper detail. I'm detecting we're going to hit that today. Is that right?
Yes, I would like to dive a little deeper, so to speak. The chakras, as we're in this 21st century and we're going forward, I know that human species, along with all living things, are in the middle of ascending. We've evolved to a place where we can communicate and talk about things we a lot of times in the past have not been able to, things that are truth. And what I'm talking about here today are the chakras, but just giving a fundamental basic view of where I'm going with the chakras. So the chakra system, think of your chakra system as a living, breathing extension of yourself. It fills and surrounds you and is your bridge to your greater auric layers or etheric body. Your chakras are like energy centers or small vertices along the body that allow the energy to pass in and out of your physical form into your subtle body or aura. And the reason I want to make sure I said that right this time is because that is where I'm going for the auric field that surrounds all living things that I can see.
So I want to jump in at that moment because as we started today, I honestly was thinking, like, you look at me, do you see an auric field? Do you walk into a convenience store, you look at people, do you see their auric field? Is that true?
I do.
In
That's
real
true.
time, like that. It's not like you have to do anything. It's almost I don't know. In my mind, it's sort of like a glow around somebody.
It is. And then when I focus, I can see the layers, the bands, and each one of us hold certain bands within our auric field. And my favorites that I talk about all the time are the feeling band or the life path color or the crystal band, because we all hold a specific crystal, the frequency of a crystal within our auric field. Our bodies are from Earth, crystals are from Earth, and certain specific crystals hold certain specific energies that heal. And I know for a fact we all hold frequencies within our auric field that heal. We heal one another as we're going home, for example, or walking, getting out in public. A lot of times we get home and feel like, wow, I am exhausted. And yeah, I didn't really do anything extra today. I believe it's because you cross paths with people that needed your energy. They didn't do it on purpose. You didn't do it on purpose. It's the way it's set up. We bless each other by crossing each other's paths, so to speak.
Mm.
And that's the,
It's
yeah, the
almost as if
chakra crystals.
like you say, crystals heal. It's almost as if the people that we come in contact with, loosely put here, are walking crystals.
Yes. Oh, wow. Cool.
That's what I'm getting the visual of. And you validated something for me. I always wondered, well, why do crystals work? When we grab a crystal, got to stick a selenite right here. It's always in front of me. Why does it work? Why do they support us? You validated it because we have crystals in our body.
Yes. And
Wow.
and Earth, think about what Earth does for us as well, because that's where the crystals come from. That's where our bodies are connected to. Big deal. We have our spirit, but we have our body, and that is connected. We are an extension of Mother Earth.
You know, I'm more and more realizing that because people say, hey, getting back to nature, and why it works so well to make us feel better in terms of grounding. But I realized when we say, going into nature, we are nature. We came from nature. We're all the same.
100%. Big deal.
Hmm.
And that's put so well. I like it. It's true.
It took me a while to start figuring this stuff out, but you're validating it today, and I appreciate that.
Well, I think as a collective, we are all on the same page. At least our subconscious is, I mean, right now people are talking about the fascia, and I feel it. It's front and center many times for me. But today I'm really going to try and stick with the auric field because, like I say, uh, I'm an intuitive artist, and so I people come to me and I paint their portrait. Then on the back of the portrait, I write explaining what the colors mean around the personage or the character that I drew with
Hmm.
charcoal.
So tell me
So,
more. Tell me more
yeah.
about that.
In the auric field, and I can see certain colors to do with uh, our what we planned on prior to being born. Each incarnation, we get with our dream team, and we plan out what part of our personality we would like to sharpen. And it's much more complicated than this. It's much more wonderful. It's genius, quite frankly. But on the topic of the chakras, we picked two chakras. One chakra we picked to be weak, and the other we picked to be strong. Those two chakras. So, for example, the one we picked to be weak is because we knew that the universe would send people, places, and things in our path that would either trip us up or help us become stronger by focusing in on that particular part of our personality. At the end of our life, we have strengthened that particular part of our personality, but then we also pick a chakra that we want to be strong so that of course we knew certain things we wanted to experience while here on earth, and so we are super intelligent pre-planners that pick a chakra that is super strong in that category. We'll excel at those things that we wanted to try out.
Can we
and
detail?
uh, and so yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry. The chakras themselves kind of go through that, to give more depth on that.
Yes. So at the tip of the tailbone, they run right up the backbone. So starting at the tip of the tailbone is the root chakra, and the root chakra is all about safety. It's the color red. I belong. I am the abundance. I'm safe. Then directly above it, above your pelvic bone and or between your hip bones, is the sacral chakra, and the sacral chakra is all about co-creation. I am the co-creator of my life. I was speaking to being and thinking to being, all the things that help me love living my life. It's orange, like a tangerine, and it's creativity. It's lighthearted. It's the child looking through the lens of a child where all things become brand new. It's one of my favorite, as you can tell. And then directly above that one, between the yes.
I wanted to ask you this question, and I've read this recently, so it's on my mind. That Do you believe that we create our world? Everything that if we look around right now, wherever we are, wherever you're hearing or seeing this podcast, whatever, we created it. But what's around us? Do you believe
It's
that? I've heard that.
Yes. And so what I've learned is to surround myself with positive people, places, and things
Hmm.
and be aware of what I think. So this is something I'm going to just touch on, and we could go deeper next time type thing because it's kind of deep, but I'll keep it simple. And that is that we are the observer. That is what we are, lifetime after lifetime. We are observing. We are the one that is aware of what we're thinking. So, on this topic of do you think that we create what it surrounds us, what we get ourselves into, or what happens? Yes, to a certain extent. And that is because we are the observer, lifetime after lifetime. And so I pay attention, I'm learning. It's a lifetime experience to sharpen, and become what I want to become. But I recommend being aware of what you're thinking, because what you think, you can literally, and or what you speak, what you say is very powerful. Words have built nations. Words have built, tore nations down.
Mm.
So very powerful, the words, and even more powerful are our thoughts. Yes, we can think
We
into being.
we underestimate the power of words. And isn't it amazing that words have been around for centuries, many, many centuries. And even if you look in today's technology, social media, et cetera, what does it come down to? Words. It's the same thing in a different form, right?
Exactly. Yes. Uh, this let there be light in the Bible, it talks about words, our communication with one another, but what we have in or what we are is very powerful.
So,
So yes, on creating,
yep, back to chakras. Yeah.
and the sacral chakra is the orange, but if you go just above it is the solar plexus, and that's bright yellow. It's connected to the sun and our solar system. And that's another intermediate conversation on the chakras, because each one of the chakras are connected to the planets in our solar system. And so back to the solar plexus, yes, we have our solar system inside of us. The energy, the personality attributes, of course, we are always us, but we have blessings from the solar system. That would go more leaning in towards astronomy, astrology, but keeping it simple and on the chakras, it's a good way to introduce the personalities of the solar system as well. So back to the solar plexus, it is like the sun, bright yellow, and it has everything to do with personal power. I am that I am. I keep on keeping on. Very powerful inside of us. And back to the
Well,
words, I'll say words to, yeah.
um, okay, a couple of things here. The solar system thing I've never heard. And is that why when the planets are in certain transits that we are affected?
Exactly.
Wow. All right. I had no idea. And I want to show you something real quick. And it's a kind, I don't even know if you're going to see it. I don't know if I showed this to you. Um, but I went on a little retreat about a month and a half ago, just by myself. Went to an island somewhere, super dirt cheap. It was wonderful. Just did my own thing. Read, reflected, did a little work. It was all good. And I was maybe 20 seconds from the ocean every day. And you're probably not going to be able to see this, but you just said it. I'm going to try and tip the phone. Yeah, you can just barely see it, but that's the
I,
sand.
my goodness, the I am.
That's what I wrote in the
Does
sand.
that say I am?
It does.
Super smart.
That's what I wrote in the sand. I just felt I needed to. Yeah. So those are powerful words, right?
It is. And, I also will bring this into our conversation that I believe in. Uh, we have angels, we have spirit guides.
Hmm.
And the spirit guides, I feel when you showed me that, I felt like you weren't all by yourself on the sand. And I felt like you were coming in contact with your higher self. We also have a higher self. And tapping into the crown chakra, which that's where we're going to go in a second, is tapping into the crown chakra is a two-lane highway. It's like an umbilical cord to our higher self, to our spirit guides, and angels, so on and so forth, to God, But yeah, I think that you were tapping into your higher self. Mhm.
I'm going to agree with you because when I tell people about that little retreat, and by the way, let's see, it was 4 months prior, I did the same exact thing in the same exact spot. And two words, life changing. I will admit it took a couple of days to come down from normal life, but once I got into the groove of things, so to speak, it was just like, yeah, this is where I need to be. I'm here to reflect, to connect, and all of that. And I spent hours sitting in a chair looking at the ocean. I just sometimes I'd listen to music, sometimes I would not. It was just great. Um, I highly recommend if you can ever do it. I mean, I was in an Airbnb, like the food was super cheap, like the flight was super cheap. And it was just that was just a moment. But I have to go back. It's calling me back again. It really is. It's almost it's the weirdest thing. I can't even explain it.
Well, I feel like it. So Wayne Dyer, I don't know if you're familiar with him.
Oh,
He's
I
crossed
listened
back over, but
when I was there. I was listening to him.
that's,
Not
yeah,
kidding.
yeah, yeah. And so Wayne Dyer he actually would swim in the ocean.
Hmm.
I've listened to his talks, and every once in a while he'd throw that in. He'd say, and it isn't an accident, like I'm doing it purposefully. I Because it cleans the auric field. It regenerates who I am in form, my form, the salt water, the ocean, and so very powerful. I just feel like could have some of why you're being called back to the ocean in that spiritual spot.
I would agree. You can't deny it. It's so funny that you said it does a ton of inspirational people. And that was the first time I ever listened to a a meditation from him ever. Never. He was always, heard the name, never was on my radar. That was exact a month and a half ago. That's what I was doing. You just said the name. Weird. Not. Wow. Hmm. What can you tell us about chakras that we haven't hit up so far?
Well, I was on the solar plexus, that's personal power, but then I like the heart chakra. Now, as a collective, I want to throw this in because we mentioned it a minute ago about so our as a collective, the whole world, we are those in the know that have this been prophesied. We are going as a collective into the heart chakra and throat chakra. So just above the solar plexus in your chest is the heart chakra. It's blue green, and it's all about unconditional love. I love me unconditionally. I am so full of unconditional love that when I walk into a room, unconditional love radiates out from me and all the way around me. Very powerful. And so the heart chakra is also, some say, the seat of the soul.
Hmm.
Very, yeah, very spiritual, the heart chakra. And in fact, it's a must when we come here to school Earth, um, back in the old days. Now, of course, we have all this technology, but way back when the doctor would take the stethoscope and just listen to your stomach to see if he could hear a heartbeat. And that's how they knew if you were pregnant, type thing. Now, like I say, science has come a long way, but still, the point is that the heart chakra is, I like to say, the seat of the soul and the unconditional love. And so higher intelligence. But then just above the heart chakra, the middle of the chest, and in the throat is the throat chakra. And the throat chakra, of course, is known for I speak my truth. I'm learning, to be transparent. I'm learning to take off the masks. but it's also the place where we can go to heal. It has the power to heal me and all that surrounds me, my throat chakra, by what I say to myself and all that is within the sound of my voice.
So does that go back to
And so,
when we talk about the words, or is it that and also the power of the voice? Like literally, our voice can heal.
yes, yes. And in fact, the
Yep.
if you hum, it's somatic healing. This is doctorate stuff, PhD thinking. The hum
I,
and the sound.
I don't want to run out of time. We have about 4 minutes left, but I'm just going to share with you.
Oh my goodness.
I'm going to share with you, Wayne Dyer, that meditation. The meditation I picked was the one that you just said. What are they? How
Yes.
it's almost you're psychic, like or you're
Well,
you're pulling it from me. Mm,
I'm tapping into, yeah, I can feel, and I really like your colors today that surround your body.
yeah,
Yeah, you've got quite a bit of lavender. I look for that, and just above your shoulders, there is quite a bit of lavender, and that means, yeah, you've been meditating. People, I ask them, like, did you meditate lately? Because you're full around you is the lavender, and or have you been, you could even be listening to meditation tapes or prayer. Um,
twice I did in the last hour. I'm serious.
there we go.
I'm saying,
It's
I don't make stuff up. That's the truth. It was a guided meditation. That was about maybe 5, 7, 8 minutes or whatever. Really good. And then I had rare downtime, and I just sat in a chair with the sun on me, and I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna go. I'm gonna zone for a couple of minutes. Yeah, just before we got on here. I'm not even kidding. Amazing.
super smart. Yes, excellent.
Wow. Wow. I don't
Very,
know about the smart part.
very.
I'm just saying that you're picking up on it. It is like, it's what else you got?
Well, just to kind of finish those chakras, because the throat chakra, and then if you go right between the eyebrows, is the third eye chakra. And the third eye chakra we tap into it through meditation, but it's also where we can hook up with our higher self. Really powerful. And so meditation, third eye chakra, it's the color of indigo. It's where I say, it's where we go to accept all people, places, and things for exactly what they were within that moment of time. Until I can accept people, places, and things for exactly what they were at that moment in time, I will find no serenity. So I accept, then I release, I let go. I let go. I go into meditation. I even let go of my own words, my thoughts. I let them float by me as though they were clouds in the sky. Meditation, tapping into higher self. And then last but not least is the crown chakra. And that's that. Yeah, it's a lavender color, but it sparkles with diamonds and energy. It sparkles with energy. And it looks just like a crown that a king or a queen would wear. But it also has a bright light that shoots out from it and one that's shooting down into it. I can see that 2-lane highway on people, and very powerful way to tap into your higher self, and or I am one with all that is. I am one with all that is creation.
Mm. We are now out of time. We, I guess next time, going to take a look at the drawing you did of me with an auric field. Can we do that next time we get together?
That sounds fun.
Mm.
I would like
Uh,
that.
Wonderful conversation today. Validation for me, I'm sure many, many others in terms of how this works. You had to have read my energy for you to pull those things out that you did today. There's no other explanation. Was that, yeah, like it's almost even the meditation thing. Like Uh, that's what I did. It's the weirdest that you knew that. You knew that. How does somebody connect with you? You offer a lot of guidance when it comes to energy, ultimately to help us heal, unstuck us, move us forward. How do we find you?
I have a website. However, I think it's on the Blink. You can tap into the website, and but I'm creating and tweaking and another website. You could go to Chakra Shelli, ChakraShelliHeals.com, or you could text this number. You can't call me through it, but make an appointment. Contact me through 435-327-1197. And then Facebook, Shelli Bowen. Instagram at Shelli Ray. And so,
Yeah, very interesting today, and very much looking forward next time we get together. Appreciate you being here.
Thank you, Steve.
Thank you, Shelli. We'll be right back.
This is the Global Podcast Network, where executives and professionals connect, share, and inspire. Stay tuned for the conversations that drive success.